Time's newest and latest list, the 100 most influential companies, highlights businesses making an extraordinary impact around the world. The sorts of companies that if you were to work for them, they would change the trajectory of your career and look amazing on your resume. Now, our friends at Virtual Vocations have taken it a step further and plucked out the companies that are remote enabled, finding that 54 of them made the cut for the most influential remote-enabled companies. To share this with you, we've sorted those companies into industries so that if you work for a specific industry, then you'll know exactly which companies with remote work options to check out. Speaking of checking out, check it out. What's up guys, it's Rowan here from LoveWorkAtHome.com, where we help you find freedom and work-life balance by sharing information on making extra side income, finding a work from home job, starting an online business. If that sounds good, hit subscribe and smack that bellaroonie. So let's dive straight into industry number one, which, oh, by the way, there are chapters in this video in the description below, so you can find your industry and skip straight to it because, yeah, find what's relevant to you, get the information and get out of here, move on to the next one. Or at least go and start looking up those companies to see if they've got any roles that might be suitable for you. Now, industry number one is social networking. And the companies that feature are Bumble, Facebook, and Twitter. Never heard of them. No, Facebook? That's a funny name. Now, some remote job examples from these three include social customer care moderator, telecommute product technical recruiter, if I can even say it, and telecommute iOS engineer. I've got a lot of names to go, so I better get myself into gear. Industry number two is food production. The two companies with remote work options in this industry are Oatly and Beyond Meat. By the way, you are a vegetarian? I'd love to know. Let us know in the comments below. I respect that. Some examples of remote jobs that they would hire for include online digital media strategist, remote internal communicator, and home-based external manufacturing manager. Industry number three is health and science. The four companies featured in this industry are Headspace, CSV Health, Teladoc Health, which happens to be my favorite business name out of them all, Teladoc, like tell a doctor. I think it's great. Anyway, and Illumina. Highly recommend Headspace, by the way. Great meditation app. Now, some examples of remote jobs that these four companies might hire for include telecommute creative marketing lead, remote nurse, work from home medical assistant, and virtual senior staff recruiter, to name but a few. Industry number four is sport and fitness. The two companies with remote work options in this industry are Rad Power Bikes, another very cool name, and Strava, which is an app that I obviously used to improve my pole vaulting times before I won gold at the Olympics. Hang on, you didn't win gold. You didn't even compete in the Olympics. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. Well, that's besides the point. Some examples of jobs that these companies hire for include online customer product support agent and remote location specialist. What's a location specialist? Who cares? You can love work at home. Industry number five is pharmaceuticals, and the three companies with remote work options in this industry are Pfizer, Walgreens, and Johnson & Johnson. Now, some examples of remote jobs they'd hire for include online patient safety, a remote licensed pharmacy technician, and remote principal medical writing specialist. Woohoo! Okay, industry number six is retail, and the six companies featured in this industry are Mattel, Walmart, Amazon, Peloton, the Home Depot, and IKEA. Some examples of remote jobs that they would hire for include virtual retail service support, order processor, workforce staffing leader, corporate wellness staff engineer, I like the sound of that one, and seasonal customer service rep, to name a few. Industry number seven is automotive, and the seven companies with remote work options in this industry are Volkswagen, General Motors, and Tesla. Hot tip, if you have a 4-year-old, I do not recommend telling them your vision to buy a Tesla, because then they go into their classroom and tell everyone that you're buying a Tesla, and then everyone starts asking you, when are you buying a Tesla? It's a bit awkward. Personal experience. Now, some examples of remote jobs they'd hire for include remote technical instructor, telecommute global benefits specialist, and remote roadside support specialist. Industry number 8 is by far the biggest, and it is technology. The 12 companies with remote work options in the tech industry are Apple, Sony, Worldwide Tech, Zoom, Nvidia, Microsoft, Tencent, Don't know, PayPal, Samsung, Shopify, SpaceX, and DoorDash. Now, some examples of remote jobs they'd hire for include remote revenue accountant, remote sales expert, home-based software engineers, and telecommute gameplay designer, to name but a few. Industry number 9 is transport and logistics. The 3 companies with remote work options in this industry are, I'm not sure how to pronounce this one, Maersk, UPS, and FedEx. And some examples of remote jobs they'd hire for include home-based program manager, virtual DevOps engineer, and remote compensation analyst. Industry number 10 is finance. And there are 4 companies featured in this industry are MasterCard, Stripe, Coinbase, and Robinhood. Now, some examples of remote jobs that they would hire for include remote merchant sales, virtual UX writer, and virtual technical sourcer, amongst others. Industry number 11 is music and entertainment. Who doesn't love a bit of that? And the 4 companies featured in this industry are Netflix, Spotify, Epic Games, and Disney. Now, Netflix and Spotify win the longest job title competition. How's this? Telecommute senior graphics research scientist and work from home content marketing product director. What a mouthful. Some great jobs there, I'm sure, though. Moving on to industry number 12, which is education. And the 2 companies featured in this industry are Duolingo and Coursera. Now, some examples of remote jobs that they would hire for include proofreader, teaching expert, translator, and help content strategist, to name a few. Industry number 13 is real estate. The number 1 company featured in this industry is Zillow. Some examples of remote jobs that Zillow would hire for include work from home pre-closer, escrow officer, and real estate closer, which sounds interesting. Real estate closer? Yeah, cool. Anyway, industry number 14 is consumer goods, and the number 1 company featured in this industry is Unilever. Now, some examples of remote jobs that they would hire for include virtual business manager, account manager, and e-commerce analytics lead. Industry number 15 is energy. The 2 companies featured in this industry are BP, On the Move. It's amazing how much marketing sticks in your brain. Oh gosh, I remember that ad from when I was a kid. And Nextera Energy. Some examples of remote jobs that they would hire for include telecommute technical service rep, head of sales, and a sales leader role in there too. Industry number 6, we've only got 2 more industries, by the way. Industry number 16 is telecommunications, and the number 1 company featured in this industry is AT&T. Now, some examples of remote jobs that they would hire for include customer service rep, UX designer, and a home-based systems engineer. And the last industry is number 17, travel. The number 1 company featured in this industry, if you had racked your brains, I'll bet you could have thought about who it is, and it is Airbnb. Now, some examples of remote jobs they'd hire for include virtual security engineer, remote technical sourcer, and product lead core host. I have no idea as to what a product lead core host is, but maybe you do. There you have it, 54 companies that tick 2 massive boxes. First, the Time 100 most influential companies, and number 2 is the Virtual Vocations remote-enabled companies list. I hope you got something out of that. If you know someone else who might benefit from it, by all means, share it with them. In the meantime, if you're not a subscriber, be sure to hit that button there and subscribe to the channel. Have a fantastic day. Like, comment, all that sort of stuff. Love your work. Have a great day. See you in the next video. Bye.